Hello everybody and welcome in. So I have gotten some feedback and some questions about my videos and cakes, which first of all, thank you. It's all been super helpful and constructive so far, so I hope this angle and everything is better for you. And I thought I would take the time to answer those while I work on this cake, which this cake is actually a viewer request. A few months ago, I posted my first decorating video, which was a short of me making Soot Sprite cake pops for a fundraising event. And someone asked if I would be open to doing a long-form version of it, which absolutely. Like, number one, big fan of anime, video games, movies, and doing themed stuff like that. It's super fun for me. I've actually been playing with the idea of doing some like anime and movie recreations for my cakes, so if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Also, the video itself, like the angle, the lighting, everything was whack, even the cake pops, there was definitely room for improvement. So you'll notice I'm doing a few things differently here than I did in the original video. The biggest difference I found was making the eyes out of fondant instead of using the edible googly eyes, made them much more animated. They look much closer to the movies. And I also gave them their stars to pass around, which I made out of white chocolate. Originally, I was going to use rainbow star sprinkles, but only one place near me carries them, and when I went to go get them, they were out. Every craft store near me doesn't carry them. So, like, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, get your shit together, guys, come on. Rainbow stars shouldn't be this difficult to find. So, anywho, in the end, it all worked out, though, because as big as the Soot Sprites came out on the cake, the stars wound up being a good proportion for it. So, you know, it all works out. Some of the other questions I've gotten are, do you take orders? Which, yes, I do. I am based in Tucson, so if you would like to order a cake from me, I will leave my email down in the description below so you can send me your inspiration photos and what you're looking for. Cost is going to be dependent on what you want, as is with any custom item. I need to know what you're looking for before I can accurately gauge the amount of supplies and time it's going to take. So send me your inspiration photos. Tell me the details of how big you want it, what kind of flavors and fillings you're looking for, and I can get you a price. Another person asked, do you ship? I do not ship at the moment. Unfortunately, number one, shipping food can get very expensive, and on top of that, I can't guarantee the condition that it will arrive in. There are only so many preventative measures that can be taken, and once it leaves my kitchen, it's out of my hands. So, if you are a baker and you have a method for shipping that is consistently effective, feel free to drop it in the comments or join my Discord with the link in the description and let me know what it is. I am definitely open to hearing your ideas and what works for you. But otherwise, or for the time being, I'm only taking orders in Tucson. The questions I've gotten about my videos is, what is your name and why don't you talk more often? Which, I guess I just never thought to introduce myself because I usually remain somewhat anonymous online, but hi, I'm Danny. And I don't talk more often because I am prone to rambling like an unhinged lunatic. I go off on these ADHD side trips and it'll be way off topic, and yeah, so a lot of people don't find that very endearing, but if you'd like to hear more voiceovers, I can absolutely do that. My personal favorite question on this list so far is, why is your kitchen pink? Not by choice. Which I'm glad to hear you're all as appalled as I am by it. I bought this house last year, and the majority of it is pink. The bedroom, the kitchen, the exterior, all pink, and I just haven't gotten a chance to repaint it yet. I bought the place with the intention of renovating and have run into a few snags. I had wanted to start with the kitchen, but there were other things that wound up being higher priority. So, it's a work in progress. If there's going to be a donation link in the description down below if you want to help me unpink my kitchen. It would be greatly appreciated. All right, and the last and arguably the most important question on this list was, can we see your cats? Which, yes, you can see my cats. I will put a picture of them at the end of the video, and I will try and post them and include them in more. They're oddly well behaved when I'm filming. Usually they're into everything, but when they see the tripod out, they tend to stay away from it, so. Anyway, the cats are named Mischief and Mayhem because I know somebody is going to ask. The orange one is the boy, his name is Mischief. The tortie is Mayhem. They are a brother and sister from the same litter. And don't be fooled by the cute picture of them sleeping, because they are tiny terrors. And they got their names because of the way they behaved, not the other way around. So before you say, oh, you brought this on yourself, naming them Mischief and Mayhem, no, they were Mischief and Mayhem prior to being named. And on camera is probably the only way you will ever see Mischief, because he hides from everybody except me and occasionally my mom. He is a very shy boy. So, alright, anywho, I suppose we should probably get back to the cake. So what you see me doing here is using the smallest star tip I have to pipe little dollops to make them look poofy. And I marked the circles out with the end of a large Russian tip. It wound up being the perfect size for the 4-inch cake, which all of my content cakes are 4-inch cakes. Obviously, if you order one from me, you can get a bigger size, but for the purposes of YouTube and not taking up every inch of space in my freezer, the content cakes are only 4 inches. This part took a little while. It was kind of tedious. It was totally worth it, and I did wind up having to go back and build them out a little more after I placed the stars because they looked a little disproportionate, but, you know, trust the process. So once we were done here, I used a round tip to give them their arms, and I placed the little fondant eyes. I used a edible marker to draw the pupils in. I wound up waiting until they were placed on the cake for me to do the final ones. It just gave the fondant a chance to sit and dry out a little more. It's much easier to draw on when it's not super soft. And with it being, 90 some odd degrees out here right now, that didn't take very long. So it all worked out really well in the end. And of course I finished it off with some silver glitter because why not? Like, sparkles make everything better. You cannot convince me otherwise. Anywho, guys, thank you again for all of your questions and feedback. Like I said earlier, it's been super helpful. Let me know what you think of this new video. Better, worse, too distracted by the horrible color of my kitchen to be able to pay attention to the cake? Let me know. Drop a comment, or like I said before, you can join my Discord. I will leave all of my links, as well as my email address, for you to order a cake if you are in the Tucson area in the description box down below. Please remember, like, share, follow, and yeah, stick around because, as promised, there will be photos of my cats. So, thank you very much. Bye.